Hi, folks. I'm Jamie Hiles.
I'm Lydia Judy.
I'm Derek Lemaster.
This is Screen Bloody Movies, a podcast where we review a horror movie each week. And guys, tonight we are talking about the war in heaven between the angels and the other angels. the God angels and then the other angels that are like trying to get rid of humanity as we talk about the 1995 Christopher Walken starring thriller the prophecy. So how are you guys doing tonight?
Not great. Still have a really badly pinched nerve in my neck. How are you
How about
guys?
you,
I'm
Derek?
here. I'm feeling how you feeling.
I'm okay. Just the best dad ever, not a big deal.
Mm.
I was bestowed that title. Sorry to say. I am doing good because it's Screen Bloody Movies Day. So it's the day that we, record one of these each week. And guys, tonight we're doing the prophecy. And I asked last week if you guys remembered seeing this, and basically it's a first watch for you, right, Lydia?
Mm-hmm.
Throw me in on
And
that because I don't
yeah,
remember. I don't remember any of this.
yeah. So, uh, was it anything like what you thought it was going to be? Let's just start there.
No. I'm gonna say no for me.
Well,
Yeah,
you didn't even know what the plot was, right?
Not really. No. But I've seen the cover so many times
Mm-hmm.
that I'm like, okay, Christopher Walken, got it. What's he doing? I don't know. So
whatever he
and then
wants.
yeah, and then he just doesn't come in until quite far into the movie, so
Well, he comes in about
already
a
already
half
lost
hour
me.
in, or so, and then does this thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, this was almost like a first watch for me. Uh, like I said, there's only a few scenes I remembered. The opening scene I remembered, and I remembered the scene where he's with the kids, and they're blowing Gabriel's horn. I remembered those bits, but like everything else was literally, I was just like along for the ride and was like, okay, let's check this out. So I got kind of intrigued about this because, like I said, I had seen the VHS cover to this thing for years and years and years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you guys have seen the cover of this for years and years as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And my stepdad rented this. That's how I watched it. That's the only reason I remembered watching it and remembered those few scenes is my stepdad rented it one night and he's like, "Oh, it's a horror movie with Christopher Walken." And I didn't know what those words meant. I was like, "All right." So, I don't know if I watched the whole movie or if I just kind of came in and out for those parts because I definitely obviously watched the beginning. Um, but I saw a video on this the other day and it kind of intrigued me to like revisit it. So that's why we're watching it this week. That's why it's here, is because my interest was piqued and I was like, I want to rewatch it. So I did. And then I made you guys rewatch it too, or watch it for the first time. Um, so let's start with, where do you want to start? You want to start with because there's a lot of mythology and stuff built into it, and that kind of gets revealed as the movie goes on. So we're kind of thrown into this mystery at the beginning, which I think is really kind of cool because it kind of feels like, well, like those 90s thrillers, like End of
hmm
Days even, like where we just get a cop investigating something and it turns out to be something way above his pay grade. But what do you guys think of that opening scene where we get like the monologue and we see Eric Stoltz and then we see our detective character as a priest have like this crisis of faith?
I
I
mean,
thought
the
it started out.
Gregorian chanting,
Yeah,
really sets the mood for this.
Mm, yeah. What'd you say,
I
Derek?
like. I thought it started out pretty strong. Like I loved that monologue, and anything that has like lore is always fun to like list like here, especially if it's good and it had like it's coherent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I like that we're kind of thrown into like we get a little bit of backstory, and then we're kind of just thrown right in the middle of it, and we just see, Eric Stoltz standing there without eyeballs, looking over like this statue of an angel, and then his
Mm-hmm.
eyes appear. So you're just immediately like, "What? What is going on?" And then we're kind of introduced, like I said, to our lead character, Thomas Daggett, as he's training to be a priest, and then he has like this kind of like this. He's given visions of basically the war in heaven, and it kind of like he asks for help and he doesn't get it, and it kind of breaks his face. So he, becomes a homicide detective. And so years later, we see Eric Stoltz just kind of popping up in in his house, sitting on the back of a chair, and he's just kind of like, "What the fuck? What is going on here?" Um, but Eric Stoltz's part in this movie, he's the angel that's trying to prevent Gabriel from achieving his mission. But he's great as always, right? Eric Stoltz is just always very good. He's a very good actor.
I don't know him from a lot of movies, I don't think, but I really liked his character and his performance in this one.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Derek?
No, you're right. He is a good actor. He was pretty solid in this. And really all the scenes that he were in, except for the ones maybe with the little kid,
Mm,
just the times it just came across kind of weird. But I know it wasn't supposed to be that way. Anyway, yeah, if I walked into
mm.
my apartment and there was a dude chilling on the back of a chair like a gargoyle, I don't know how I
I'd
might
be
have
pointing my
shot
gun
first
too.
and yeah, shot first, ask questions later.
Yeah, he's in tons of stuff, Lydia. I'm sure that you remember him in Pulp Fiction. Um,
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen him in things. I've never learned his name, I guess. You know
Mask,
what I mean?
Fly 2, um, oh geez, Anaconda, uh, Some Kind of Wonderful, one of my guilty pleasures.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Stuart Masterson. Ah, Mary Stuart Masterson. But he's, of course, also he almost was Marty McFly, Lydia.
He almost was.
Yep. After Michael J. Fox couldn't get out of his commitment to Family Ties, they hired Eric Stoltz and shot for like fucking 6 weeks with him. And then was like, this is not working. We have to fire him and we have to do whatever we can to get Michael J. Fox. So we almost had Back to the Future starring Eric Stoltz.
Could you
But
imagine
luckily,
what that would have looked like?
it would probably have been it probably still would
Probably
have
would
been
have
a
been
decent hit,
decent.
but not the hit that it became. Michael J. Fox is what carries that movie.
Yeah.
So he was the right person for the role.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then our main character, Thomas Daggett's played by Elias Koteas, who you guys know as Casey Jones. It's Casey Jones from the first Ninja Turtles movie.
Mm-hmm.
Always a very strong actor too. He's in tons of stuff too.
Oh, he
Lydia,
is
do
a
you
strong,
recognize
yeah.
him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you guys think of him in his character?
It's kind of a fun character, really.
Yeah. Interesting, right? Like he's not just
Interesting.
he's not just like a normal run of the mill protagonist. Like he has this kind of backstory. He's
Mm-hmm.
having his kind of crisis of faith. He's trying to regain his faith. So he's just he's trying to logically put some of this together and then realizing, okay, there's a lot more going on here than we know. Um,
Yeah.
and then there's the cool angel with the no eyes that Eric Stoltz's character fights off.
Wait,
Uh,
okay. One thing we have to address: the number of feet shots in this movie was a lot. It was a lot.
I didn't really catch that, Derek. You fucking foot fetish weird freak.
No, it's not a foot fetish, man. Like they were
Oh,
constantly like it
sure,
was the
sure, Rex Ryan. We'll go with that.
I mean, it was a trick to like make you think like, oh, this person jumped from a high. But I'm telling you, there if you rewatch this and just think about feet, there's like
Well, that's
seven
I guess
feet
that's my
shots in this
problem.
movie. Like the first time it was like, oh, okay, but then it happened like 7 times.
I really don't know what you're talking about. But sure.
Lots of feet shots.
Don't know at all what that has to do with the angel that I was just telling you about with the no
Well,
eyes.
because like that was one of the times like he had jumped down from something, and it was a feet shot. And then it happened with Simon. It happened with Gabriel. I'm pretty sure it happened with Lucifer.
They gotta stick the landing.
They got to stick the landing. I know.
That's a wild thing. Fucking Rex Ryan, Derek over here. Fucking Quentin Derek Tino. But what do you guys think of Uziel, the design of that guy, the archangel that Simon fights?
It kind of reminded me of that one guy from what was it? Men in Black. Was it 2 or 3?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of reminded me of him. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's a tough son of a bee.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool reveal when he takes off his glasses, when he takes his glasses off
Mhm.
and he doesn't have the eyes and it's just like, "Ugh." And so he gets thrown out of the window and shit. And when they go to investigate it, they're like, "Oh, where are his eyes?" They're like, "Oh, they're probably buried down in the grill." It's like, no, he just doesn't. He never had any. Never had any. That coroner
Mhm.
character is great too, by the way.
He is.
And then we have Virginia Madsen as the school teacher. What do you guys think of her? I mean, she's always great too, right? It's Catherine.
Yeah.
As like this kind
Oh
of
yeah.
overly protected. I mean, she's one of the only school teachers there because this town's dying, and everybody's been consolidated to basically one class, right?
Yep. No,
So
she always plays a very like sweet, innocent type person. Not always, but like she portrays it well. She just,
yeah, and
somebody you want to give a hug to. Oh, you're so nice.
yeah, and
Yeah.
she definitely cares about these kids, especially Mary, who she's noticing that there's weird. Like Mary already is kind of you know feels a little left out. So then when she meets Simon and Simon transfers the soul to her, like she knows something's wrong. She's obviously not acting herself. Which we might as well let's talk about Gabriel real fast because it's fucking Christopher Walken is Gabriel, and he's great. He's just
Oh yeah.
great. He's just so fun to watch.
He's such a creepy dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
every scene he's in, I just can't take my eyes off him. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's just so entertaining,
When he licks the desk, and I guess
Mhm.
the blood, and what
Yeah.
does he say? Son? What it says something anyway. It was just total like I would love to know, and maybe the commentary has this, like, was there any of his parts that were improvised,
There
or was
is
that the
actually.
direction?
There is
Absolutely.
there's a ton of improvisation. So the bits where he says where he like when he's talking to Thomas and he's like calls him Thomas, he's like, "Wait, what? You know, do I know you? How do you know my name?" And he says, "Ah, you look like a Thomas." He
I
says that
thought
a
that
couple
that was
times. That's a
yeah,
Christopher Walken ad lib. He did it multiple times. Like,
yeah.
you look like this
You
person.
look like a Shelley or whatever,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a Christopher Walken thing. Also, there was another bit that was pretty. Oh, where he says the lip thing, where he says, "You know how you get that dimple in the top of your lip? It's because when you were being born, I put my finger to shh. That was just his line that he just said. That was an ad lib too. Great fucking line. Really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But he's so great in this because he's like creepy, but he like, thinks that he's right and righteous. And he like is cold and like he hates humans. He thinks they're
Yeah.
monkeys, essentially. And he also Adam Goldberg as his little like undead sidekick is fucking
Ghoul,
great
or
too.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he just won't let him die. Essentially, he caught him as he was killing himself, and then basically was like, "Hey, stay with me." And then they just won't let the release of death happen until he's done with him because he can't drive. So he has these people chauffeur him around, which is hilarious and great. Just a great quirky, like, character bit, I think.
I
Like he
agree.
has these ghouls around because, hey, you know what? He may be this powerful being, but he didn't get a fucking driver's license. He has no idea how this works. That's fun.
Yeah.
I think.
And I love how they're not overly complex. Like, he can't fly. Angels have
Mm-mm.
wings, but I
Yeah,
like that. I like that he has to travel in a normal way. He's not overly supernatural, except
w-
for
when he is,
like
yeah, when he needs to be, yeah. I mean, there's except for like you shoot him and stuff, and he just keeps on ticking. But
oh man, those scenes. I know I'm jumping over here, but like when he shows up to the hospital with those bullet wounds and like says, "Oh, there's somebody gonna die," and she
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
I'm gonna call security," and he's like, "Go to sleep,"
dude, I love
or the
that bit.
diner.
How he just freaking puts him to sleep. Shh, and they just fall asleep. That's fucking cool as hell. And the way he does it, just like when he strolls into the the coroner's office to pull out
Mm-hmm.
Uziel's body. Uh, he does that to the desk sergeant, just knocks him out, and then he pulls out the body, and you're wondering what he's doing, and he positions him, and then he just fucking ignites him on fire, and you're like, whoa! And the way he does it, he turns around and there's just fire behind him. You're like, okay, trying to go hard on me, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the plot basically is that there is the war in heaven, and the way that the Gabriel side decides that they're going to win the war is to sneak a soul into heaven by carrying it with them. And it's the most depraved human being that just died. That soul is here, right? So this depraved human being, so they can take him and have him help them win the war in heaven. Um, so that's why Simon is sent down to intercept this mission, which he does. He steals the soul and then gives it to Mary, who is carrying it at this point, and she needs to be exorcised. So then once Gabriel catches up with Simon and they have their dialogue, because Simon's dying from a stab wound. Basically Gabriel, kills him, but ignites him on fire and is trying to torture him to give up
Mm-hmm.
his information, and he won't. That's a pretty good scene, right?
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Great stuff.
for sure.
And then that's when like our main plot kicks off, because at the same time Daggett's trying to figure out what's going on here, and he's starting to piece these clues together because he finds the Bible and realizes that it's written in ancient, uh, angelic scripture. And so that's kind of those are our stakes. What do you guys think of what do you guys think of the scene in the mobile home where
This
they
part,
tried to, yeah,
yeah, this part was great. I mean, it was a little extra funny for me because Jake left the room at this point to
uh,
do something, and I had to explain it to him when he came back in. And there was kind of like, kind of slow. And then I was like, oh, well, uh, she shot him, and then he shot him, and then she shot the propane tank, and he was like, wait, what?
yeah, I missed all the cool shit. No, this bit's a lot of, because it's all practical stunts,
Hmm.
and looks great, and it's fun. He's Adam Goldberg's character finally gets sweet relief of death
Yep.
because shoots him in the head, and then they shoot Gabriel multiple times, and he just keeps on coming. So she after she blows up the the camper, which is our favorite thing, Lydia, a practical full scale explosion, right? There's nothing better.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nothing better. It looks like $1 billion, right? Just especially like the way the debris flies over their head and shit, and you're like, oh my god, that had to be hot.
Yeah. It looked
Yeah.
dangerous for sure.
Yeah. Looked awesome. But yes, dangerous for sure. And then of course Gabriel just wrecks those police officers and finds himself a new ghoul, as it were. What do you guys think of the scene where they go into the cave to
This
where
was
Gabriel had been hiding out?
this was kind of spooky.
Yeah, I think this is one of the spookiest scenes in the movie.
Agreed.
They kind of like see a light in the tunnel and they're like, "What is that?" They go investigate and it's just like a angel on a spike of some kind, just like
Mhm.
dying, like in the process of dying. It looks so gruesome and scary and
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah, and then he kinda gets overloaded with all of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, it's like, "Oh, wow, this must be this." I'd be like, I'm fucking out. I'm out. I'm
I'm out,
out.
bruh.
I'm out. I gotta stop
Too
it.
much for me, dog.
But they gotta
Mm-hmm.
save the little girl, so they gotta do what they gotta do. Um, so, they take her on the run and, old Gabriel finds his new this scene where he's shopping for a new freaking ghoul is pretty funny, right?
In the hospital. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you gonna make it. You gonna
Yeah, when
recover."
he grabs the one guy and he's like, "Stable condition? You kidding me?" And he throws it back at him. Like, damn it. And then he sees her dying and he's like, "No, no, 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 no. Not yet." And then they're in we do that cut of them in the diner.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
I
great.
know. And that lady's he's just there with his gunshots, man. Just chilling.
Yeah, with the gunshots, he's talking to the woman and she's like, "I don't want," he's like, "Not almost. Come with me and he gives that whole thing and he pays for his meal. He's like, "I don't think we'll be seeing each other again." And she says, "Suits me fine."
Yeah. It's like, I'm totally fine with never seeing you again.
Yeah, you're a fucking creepy dude. What is going on?
Also, I feel like one of the other and I don't know this for a fact, but it just feels like it fits. Every time that they start to break down and he's like, "Don't start that. I don't like it." Like when they start to
Yeah,
cry.
yeah,
It's
that's
always
great. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "I hate that. I hate that. I hate that."
It's so tragic too, like that she was like ready to just, be
Yeah,
released from whatever pain she was in, and then she just gets brought right back and she was like, "No." Like that's so
yeah.
tragic to be sad about coming back.
I know. Well, because you're an indentured servant to this fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
psychotic being that can just wreck anybody and and is trying to destroy the earth, essentially trying to win the war in heaven so that way he can get into God's graces. And because really his anger is that he chose humanity, right? He chose
Mhm.
humanity and he showed love to humanity, and the like somebody like Gabriel felt ignored and didn't think that we were deserving of his love. So it caused the
Mm-hmm.
war in heaven. Um Guys, then we get to what is probably I think one of my favorite bits of the movie, like a cool concept, which is we meet Lucifer, played by Viggo Mortensen. What do you
Yeah.
guys
Mhm.
think of Viggo Mortensen's Lucifer?
Amazing.
I think it's
I think
pretty.
he's fucking great, man.
It
Right?
doesn't hurt that he is like a fucking phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
Yes.
That doesn't hurt at all. And then the dialogue in this movie is really good.
Yeah.
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 It's really good. And so, yeah, and he brings it to life. Like the little, I mean, there's a reason people are actors. I couldn't fucking do that, but he brings it to life. He did great. I loved it.
Yeah, and his so he gives us more backstory too, which is that since the war in heaven, basically heaven's gates have been closed.
Mm-hmm.
So people are kind of stuck in their bodies on the ground. They're just stuck. And until the war in heaven ends, basically, so Lucifer wants to help because he doesn't care about people. He doesn't care about anybody, but he doesn't want there to be two hells.
Yeah.
And he said if Gabriel wins, it's basically just going to create another hell, and that's competition. And there's just nothing. There's like a clog basically in the afterlife highway. And if they end the war in heaven, he's like, a few of them come down to me because they're just stuck and they're waiting, and so they end up coming down. He's like, I'm always open, even on Christmas. Um,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
basically, he tells her that we need to make a deal, and then his fucking interaction with Daggett is awesome. When he's hammering, he grabs him, and he basically just kind of wraps him from behind and starts just talking to him all creepy, and then he says, um, well, tells him the deal, which is use Gabriel's, basically, he's a coward. He's a hypocrite. Use his hypocrisy against him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like, what would that be like if you said that to an angel? And then he's like, use it, and then disappears again, slinks off. I was like, man, he is fucking creepy. It's so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, like he's so charming because you just know who he is, but then he's like so terrifying in this.
Hmm. Yeah, and the way they have his
Such a
hair slicked
creepy.
back and shit, and he's
Yeah.
wearing that, and there's that demon that's over there with him, and he's growls at him.
Yeah. Something real scary about this performance. I really enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, and then we get the final showdown with you know Gabriel coming in. They have kind of like this bottleneck, one way in, one way out, and he sets it up and smashes Gabriel right through the windshield. And I love he's just like, well played. It was a good job. Still gonna just do what I need to do, but I like it. And then he, goes to kill him, and then he confronts him and makes him question himself, just like Lucifer said, and he doesn't know what to do. So he just kind of lets him go. I don't want to have this conversation anymore. I'm gonna do
Mm-hmm.
what I came here to do, which is I'm gonna rip that girl apart. Um, and then we get the final confrontation in the stronghold. What do you guys think of this bit? Like the final confrontation with Gabriel.
I love how none of the males in that place even remotely try to help anybody. They're just like, we're just gonna do our thing, and I get they're
We're over here.
exercising.
We're exercising the child. Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
with him. I'm with him. I mean, what good is
Yeah.
me swinging an axe gonna do to this guy?
I mean, you could lift it. You could. Not everybody's giving it their all. Somebody could have helped.
Um, but what do you guys think of the way he's defeated here? Like, you know, Lucifer shows up
Mm-hmm.
essentially, and the exorcism is complete, and old the general's spirit leaves, and we get that cool shot of um
Heaven opening.
heaven, and we see the angels in
Oh,
battle
that
and
was a
stuff.
great shot.
Isn't that a cool
Where they're in
fucking
the
shot?
clouds with the
Yeah,
lightning. That was
yeah.
really good. I
What
thought that was a great scene.
what do you think of that, Lydia?
Yeah. So cool. I'm like, this movie made me feel like a kid again a little bit, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah.
guess this probably came out when I was a kid, so
Yeah,
I
it
just
did
had like
definitely.
that really familiar feeling of like seeing movies when I was a kid, and it was just like that little like moment was so cool. It was just
When were
Yeah,
beautiful.
you born? I'm curious.
93.
Yeah, you were 2
yeah.
when this movie came out.
So yeah, we get that, and then obviously he he loses his eyes and passes out, and you know, Satan rips out his heart and eats it. And then he has that basically. Then he tries to seduce Thomas and Catherine to his side, and they both tell him to go kick rocks. And
Yeah.
especially, I love
After he eats the heart.
yeah, I love when Thomas tells him, like, Thomas's speech to him is really good.
Oh,
About faith
I have a soul
and
and I have faith.
yeah, yeah, and he tells him that whole, and he's just like, oh, nothing I can do, and then he just kind of dips out, and he walks out and freaking turns into like crows and disappears into the to the ether. And she's like, "Is he coming back?" And they're like, "I don't think so. Let's fucking hope not."
He told him to sleep with his light on or something.
Yeah,
Because of
yeah.
that conversation they had about how
Mhm.
when he was a boy,
Mhm.
he thought he was under
He was
his
just,
bed, and he's like, "I
and I
was."
was. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
so scary.
yeah. Isn't that cool? That's so fucking cool.
So
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Um. So yeah, then they're off trying to. He has like his closing monologue about faith and stuff, and then we everybody's saved and we're out. Um. Yeah. What else do you want to talk? Is there anything we missed going through this that you wanted to really talk about before we get into ratings and such, like specific scenes or performances? Oh, I know one. I do want to talk about the scene with him with the kids
Mhm.
and Gabriel's
When
horn.
Gabriel's yeah,
Yeah, I
he
think that
blows the
scene's
horn down.
really great
It
because
is.
we see the power. We know the lore of Gabriel blowing his horn, and he has the kid. He just has the kids try it and blows out the window. And then each time he's like, "Oh, here's a mint." He's looking inside each of their mouths to see if the soul is there, trying to find out which child has the soul. And he has
Yeah.
that one little girl sitting on his lap, and he's like, "Oh, you got nice, pretty teeth. Let me see them." And she walks up, Catherine walks up, and she's like, "Come on, kids." And he's like, "Oh, just being nice to these kids or whatever." And she's like, "No, you're a fucking creep." And then old fucking Adam Goldberg's rotting away right beside him. He's like, "Ignore him."
Could you
What do you
imagine?
guys think of this
Be
bit?
like, what the hell is going on? I love how he like it seemed like he was treating them like
Mhm.
pets a little bit to me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like he was just like, hey,
yeah,
like
Yeah. Hi, little
just
monkey,
yeah. He's like, "See you
as
yeah.
he
later,
refers to him.
kids." Yeah, he
Yeah.
says, "See you later, kids." Yeah, I think that scene's a lot of fun, and we didn't really get into it, but um, I do like the scene when Gabriel first meets, or we first meet Adam after we kind of see Gabriel, and he's freaking that whole dialogue with them, how we find out his backstory. Like we see the noose and stuff, so we just infer that
Yeah.
this guy tried to kill himself. And then we find out through the dialogue, oh, he did try to kill. He did. He committed. He did. He won. He completed his mission, but Gabriel's like, no, just come on back with me. And he's like, just please, you promised. He's like, later. And he's just always breaks his promise. Is also what's really funny, is he never like completes his promise to these people. That's great stuff. Uh, so yeah, that is the prophecy. What do you guys think?
I'll go for it. This movie surprised me for how good. I don't know why I thought that this was like a B movie. I don't know why. But I remember being a kid and seeing this in like Video West as you're walking through, looking for that Friday night movie that you were gonna rent and take home and watch over the weekend. Like I remember seeing this. Like there was a couple of them.
Hmm.
But this movie surprised me. The dialogue in this movie was excellent. The acting in this movie was superb, and some of the shots in this movie, like kind of they so it surprised me. That's really the best way I can sum this up. Is it was surprising. So I'm gonna give this movie a solid. Man, I don't want to go too high. Too high.
Go as high as you want, man.
I'm gonna go 8.5. This movie was pretty good. I'm shocked, to be honest with you.
What do you think, Lydia?
I agree with all of those things. Like, this was definitely shockingly good. Definitely blew my expectations out of the water on this one. I found it really comforting. Like I said, it just feels like how movies used to look, like this time
Mhm.
period. Just it looked
Real
so
film.
nice. The
Yeah.
real film just looks so nice in this movie, and the performances are just all 10 out of 10. It's just weird that it's not like more of a classic, that I don't hear more people talking about it. And I don't know why that is, because it made me want to watch more movies like this. So yeah, I think I'll give it an 8 as well.
Yeah, so, here's the thing, some inside baseball. I had decided a movie to pick. We had decided I was gonna we're gonna watch a movie, blah, blah. So, I, I was homesick from work, wasn't feeling well, and I had watched that video, so I was like, "Oh, you know what? Let me watch this movie," 'cause I hadn't s it's like, basically, like I said, first watch. And after it was over, I was like, "I need to tell the guys that we need to change the movie to this, because think they'll get, a kick out of this," because I, like you guys, completely blown away and shocked by how good this movie was. I was expecting it to be a B movie, like you said, Derek, a kind of fun, cheesy, like, direct-to-video kind of I think kind of what the sequels probably are. But, like, some kind of, like, just run-of-the-mill, direct-to-video kind of schlock. And I watched it, and had all the same things that you guys said, which was the dialogue was great, the acting was on another level, the cinematography was great, the movie looks great, the direction's super solid. There's no fat on this movie. It moves, and you can't take a scene out because every scene connects to the next and kind
Hmm.
of flows the story organically. You're not like, like, "Oh, uh, let's go. I'm standing here for 20 minutes as we're doing an exposition dump." There's always something
Hmm.
interesting happening. And so I'm with you guys. I'm going to give it an 8 as well. I thought fucking became a big prophecy head after this movie. This one's a good one. This one's a
Mhm.
good one. Uh, I showed up for the Christopher Walken and stayed for everything else. You know what I mean? Like, just
Hmm. Yeah.
like took my expectations away. It's a good one.
It was fun.
I'm
It was a
glad.
fun watch. Me and
Yeah,
Jake,
I'm
like
glad you
when
guys liked it.
Vigo showed up, we were like, who is he? What's he doing? Like we were like kind of, we were in it. We really were. It was fun.
Yeah, and it's really fun when he shows up too, because you're just like, wait, what's going on? That's the fucking devil. Oh no,
Mhm.
what's going on?
Mhm.
And then, the stakes just kind of get a little higher. And I mean, the plot is pretty cool. It's interesting, the lore. But the plot is almost inconsequential with all the other stuff that's going on. You just want to see these characters involved in stuff, doing things. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
um, so yeah, I think it works really well. It's one that I'm definitely going to look to buy on physical media. Think they have a 4K set of. I just really want the first one, but I'm going to buy this on 4K if I can find it, because it's going to be like put in my rotation. I think, because I'd watch this again. Yeah, when you guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
100%.
How
All
many
right.
times I've passed up this movie too. That's what
Yeah,
bums me out.
me too. Me too. Not renting it again when I was, going through all the horror. I would see this literally on the or on the movie theater or on the movie store shelves all the time,
Mhm.
and I'd see there's multiple of them. And then I, saw it on the list before, like, prophecy. And for some reason, it always was like, oh, it's that like kind of direct to video B movie franchise of Christopher Walken's. And not thinking, well, Christopher Walken signed on to do it, so it's got to be pretty decent. And then when you see the list of all the actors on it, you're like, oh, they read this script and was like, this is cool. You know, this is a cool script. So yeah, same thing. But we found it now, so we can add it to our lives now.
It's true.
Um, so guys, it's time to Atkinize this movie. Who would the great Tom Atkins play in this movie? I mean, I'd say he'd be Thomas, right? I like Elias
Yeah.
Koteas a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
Tom Atkins, this movie would be a 10 out of 10,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
I
I really
agree.
like him as an actor. I've always liked pretty much anything he shows up in. I'm like, yes. But
He
he will
plays this
forever
role
and
a lot, it
always
seems like.
he does.
Of
But
like a
he's forever and
priest.
always Casey Jones to me. He's Casey
Oh,
Jones to me.
100% he is, yeah.
Jose
You know,
Canseco
one
bet?
tell me you didn't pay money for this. You know what, I forgot it until just now. There's one scene that we didn't talk about that I thought was really relevant. So, like, this is supposed to be the darkest soul, and he's got
The
that fucking
faces.
box of faces.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. His whole backstory. He was a cannibal. He was eating the Asian army, basically the Korean army during the Korean War, and cutting off their faces and keeping them. Yeah, he was a fucking weird sick fuck. I forgot about and also he pulls out the reel to reel and we watch these
Mhm.
fucking film reels, which is great. I love that in movies when we do that shit. You know? Yeah, this kind of hit all the marks of this kind of movie that I wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was
It's
very
just a
disturbing.
blast. Yeah. All right, guys. Whose turn to pick is it?
This dude.
Yeah, it must be
Derek.
Derek.
Before you pick, remember that do you see when this episode's going to air? Because if it's going to air around the time of Friday the 13th, we need to pick a Friday the 13th movie.
Or St. Patrick's Day.
But definitely a Friday the 13th movie.
Alright. So yours is gonna air tomorrow.
Yes.
This one
Well,
would
no.
air on the
Yeah.
19th.
Yes. So this one will air
Or
on
on
the
the
19th?
9th. So this one would be
Yeah.
on the 9th.
Okay. So then your episode will air. We can get it out by Friday if we wanted to, technically. By the 13th.
So Black Phone, The Prophecy. Yeah, so that one would be okay, that makes my pick easier.
Okay. Yeah, because it's one movie, right? All right. Let's start again. So Derek, it's your pick. What are we watching? Whoa, time
Well,
out. Time out. Your voice got real loud and there's just a bunch of white noise behind you.
it did?
Yeah. Didn't it, Lydia, to you?
No, it didn't to me.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. We'll start. Well, you can adjust the volume.
What
Derek,
we're
what are
on
we
part
watching next week?
Wait, we're on part 6, right?
No, we did part 6. Part 7 is the next one.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Son of a bitch.
Remember, we talked about Tommy Jarvis and the camp, and we talked about
Yeah, well, here,
what do you think I am, a fart head?
Friday the 13th movies.
So you're up to your favorite, which is The New Blood, part 7.
Because this is the one with the telekinesis lady, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Movies. There's 12 of those motherfuckers? Holy shit.
Yep.
All right, so we are on so we did Jason Lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Derek, it's your pick. What are we watching next week?
We are gonna watch Bloods versus Wolves. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna watch Friday the 13th, part 6.
No, we're
The
not.
New Blood.
No, we're not.
7.
Yes, that's right.
We're gonna watch
You wanna
Friday
try
the
that again?
13th.
Let's try that again. So, Derek, it's your pick. What are we going to watch?
We're gonna watch The New Blood. Friday the 13th, part 7.
All right. Jason, because this will be around Friday the 13th. Lydia, you've seen all the Jasons, right?
I'm not sure if I've seen this one. I'll have to get my eyeballs
Oh,
on it
I
before I can tell you.
all right. Yeah, definitely. I have seen all of these a billion times, but I will watch it a billion and one times because I love them all. So, where are the Friday movies streaming there, D?
No, I have no idea. I didn't look that part up.
Okay, I'll look it up right now.
I'm looking it up too.
It is streaming currently on Paramount Plus, of course. It is on the Roku channel, YouTube TV, Apple TV, Sling TV, Amazon Prime, Google Movies Play, Fandango at Home, and guess what? I own them all on Blu-ray, so you can also go that way, right, Lydia? You own them all on Blu-ray as well, up to Part 8, I do believe. So
Thanks, Jamie.
that's yes. So check those out. So that's what we will be watching next week. Be sure to comment down below your thoughts on The Prophecy. Do you guys like it as much as we do? Are we crazy for rating it as high? Or is everybody else crazy for not raving about this movie? Because I think we found a gem, guys. I think this is a gem, right?
Yeah, like Gold's.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's like a diamond in the rough.
I meant
You know,
like
just
Gold's
like,
gem. You know
oh,
what? Don't
Jesus
worry.
Christ, Eric. No, but, oh my God. I
Better than
apologize for
average
that
Joe's.
interruption. I apologize for these interruptions. But anyway, yes, comment down below on your thoughts. Let us know any movies you want us to do in the future. Stay tuned next week for Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. You can follow us online at HiLaProductions.com. You can follow us at Facebook at HiLa Productions. And, stay tuned for any upcoming news on the short that we are making. And also, in that same vein, stay tuned after the end of the episode to watch the opening scene to our feature film that we are currently in the process of making, Secret Admirer. So, until next week when we venture back into the old Crystal Lake with our favorite J-Man. For Derek Lemaster and Lydia Judy, I'm Jamie Hiles. Remember, if you're going to scream, scream bloody movies.